Good morning, Morning Musings by Melinda. Happy Monday morning. Did you have a great weekend? We always have a lovely Friday night with our friends and enjoy dinner and a game night. Also got to see some of my kids this weekend, which was pretty fun too. Hope you had a great weekend. Well, Colin Powell died. They say that it's from complications from COVID, and he was double vaxxed, but we have to also remember that he actually had Parkinson's disease. He also had prostate cancer. So let's look at the whole picture here so that we all don't go crazy jumping up on Facebook and saying things that we really don't know that much about. Absolutely could have been complications from COVID, but he also had to have some other real issues going on in order for those complications to take place. Well, I did a fundraiser with Eric's House. Good morning, Michelle. And I was so blessed to do that because ericshouse.org. Eric's House is a wonderful organization run by my friend Marianne Govea, who really helps people who've suffered loss from great trauma, suicide, murder, drug overdose, and that kind of thing. And we had a question and answer period, and I thought maybe this morning, rather than me meandering my words on and on about kindness and compassion and other things that are spiritual that actually are Christian in their nature, because we certainly do have people jumping up and saying things that are not Christian, claiming to be Christian, but that doesn't matter. Let's just see if I can answer some questions for you. So good morning, and what kind of question do you have about being a medium, or how you talk to the other side of the veil, or what dreams mean, or how to be more spiritual, or that kind of thing? It's kind of hard to do readings real quick for a 15-minute time in the morning, but I will do something like Michelle's question. Is my daddy okay in heaven? He just left us in September, is with my mom now. Michelle, as soon as you say that to me, I actually visualize a wonderful reunion. They had a couple of things to work out, and I just want you to know that counseling is mandatory in heaven. We do have a time where we have a life review, and your mom and dad loved each other very much, but they had some things that they needed to talk about and work out, and that's what they are doing. Leanne, your dad is not only with you, but he's trying to give you signs. I want you to look for coins, particularly nickels, that he's throwing on the ground or in front of you, so that you know that it's him. When you're finding a coin on the ground, pick it up and take a look at the date on it. Numbers might be significant on that. The best way to connect with your grandmother on the other side, Catherine, is to make sure that you're meditating every day. And Jessica, your daughter passed away suddenly 3 weeks ago. I am so sorry. Will you please call my office at 480-755-0222 so that I might give you a free hour of my time. Back to Grandma, you just meditate, and if you have an object of Grandma's, you can hold on to it or visualize her. Just give it some time for the connection. Grief gets in the way of connecting with the other side. Mindy, I'm not sure whether the son that you gave up for adoption is ready to make a connection yet, but if he is, I think he'll find you. Sherry, that's a really good question. Is my dad in heaven? He made a lot of mistakes on earth. The truth of it is that God loves us all, forgives us all, embraces us all, and brings us all into heaven, because the earth plane is actually hell. And I think that it's very important for us to understand that the better we do here, the better we do there. And that when we go there and we haven't done so well here, we're taught and given counseling and help figure out what's going on. Mary Souza, I do think that your son will talk to you again, but I do think that there is a little bit of time out in front of it. So I think it's so hard to have a child that's on the earth plane that's not speaking to us, and I understand that it's hard for you. Actually, I can't wait to talk to Betty again too, but give it a little bit more time, Mary. I think that you will make a connection with him still, okay? Is my husband okay with how I raised my kids after he passed? Oh my goodness, Beth Johnson. The first thing that comes to me is that you are a great mom, and it's so hard to raise kids by yourself. And I think that your husband is very proud of you and has been a guardian angel and watched over them the whole time. Cindy, I can connect with a grandparent that you have not met, but you would have no way of validating what I'm getting unless you looked it up, which just happened the other day, by the way. I was looking at someone's grandparent and I got some information that she did not know. Hi, Janice Bella. How are you, my darling? And the person checked with her aunt and it was true information. So that was pretty an interesting thing for her because grandma did give me stuff. And luckily she had an aunt that was still alive where she could check with that. So that was awesome. Good morning, Elizabeth. And Tanya, how are you, darling? Tell me what you've written. Tell us all what you've written. It says author Tanya Terrell. We would love to know what you've written so we can all get that on Amazon, okay? I hope you're doing fine, Janice. I think there's something with real estate around you. Janice, is my cousin at peace from Paula? Yes, your cousin is at peace. Remember this, you guys. When we die, when we leave the planet, no matter what circumstances, whether it's suicide, whether it's murder, whether it's drug overdose, whether we've been a jackass in our lives, no matter what our circumstances, when we leave the planet, God gives us the opportunity to heal. Now, I know that this is against some things that religion teaches and that, I just had a lady last week give me a rash of crap because I put Buddha on my Facebook and said I wasn't a real Christian because Buddha was in the ground and Jesus was still alive and all that kind of stuff. Oh, poetry. I love that, Tanya. But the truth is, when we get to the other side of the veil, we are at peace. There is a healing that takes place. Now, I hate to say, the fine line that we walk when someone has suicidal ideation. It doesn't mean that there's not certain repercussions or evaluations that your soul must do if you leave that way, because there are certain things that are required of your soul. And if you're facing a whole lot of crap in this lifetime, why come back down to the earth plane, which is hell, and have to face them twice? So you have to remember that. Oh, and Marie, yeah, I'm afraid your cat probably is gone. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I hate to say that on Facebook. Please forgive me, okay? Let's see. Beth Johnson, how are you? When my daughters will come around and speak to me. Mindy, if I were you, I'd keep touching base a little bit, not overwhelming them, but just a little happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and so on, okay? All right. Okay, Janice, we'll have to think about whether you should go back to Missouri or here in Arizona. I think a lot of it has to do with your child. Like what's best for your child is what I'm getting out of that. I'm not saying that your child should dictate your life, but look at the schools and so on, okay? You know what, Catherine, I also miss my dog very much, and sometimes I can feel her around and even see her. Remember, dog spelled backwards is God, and they never leave us, okay? And so, of course, your dog is still with you, darling, okay? And so make sure that you are aware of that. So, Tanya, you're a good poet. I love poetry. Mary Souza, you are so welcome. Your ex-spouse on the earth, Kathy Kate Harris. Okay. Feathers is what's coming to me. Feathers is what is the key for your spouse making a connection with you. Not bedraggled feathers. We all see bedraggled feathers. I'm talking about pristine feathers that are put in front of you. Your youngest child, Janice, don't you have a child that is a young teenager? You're welcome, Paula. You have a fantastic day. Mindy, it's always my pleasure. I know that I owe you to read something. I've been so flippin' swamped with work. It's not even funny. Sorry. It's something about lavender, Joy, or purple. Something with lavender smell, I think. Grandparents for you, Joy. And of course, I love that they named you, your parents named you Joy. How will my daddy contact me? Michelle, have you had a dream? I think he contacts you in your sleep or is trying to anyway. Okay. You know what, Beth? I think that your grown kids turned out to be good and responsible, yeah? Okay, and so I think that that's something to be proud of. But you know what, Beth? There's something with alcohol or pot smoking. I'm not saying it's one of your kids, but I'm just saying it's in your energy frequency. I don't know if that's your ex that's on the other side or not, okay? Oh, Denise. Well, you know, sometimes an affair is not about you, it's about the person that's having the affair feeling insecure and unable to find their self-esteem. If I were you, I would go ahead and try to get into, oh, God, we're going to talk on Wednesday, Janice? How nice. I would, if I were you, Denise, I would get counseling, because an affair doesn't always mean the end of a marriage, actually, if you can forgive him. So I think that maybe counseling is in order for you both. Okay, so make sure that you know that. Kathy, you are going to be okay, sweetheart. You have a little break in your abdominal field, honey. I don't know if you've ever had a little problem with hormones. I can't tell how old you are by looking at that little picture, or if what's going on there, but you are going to be okay. Well, I would love that. Thank you, Mindy. Gigi, it's nice to see you. Roberta, I'm so happy that you all joined me today so that I could answer some questions. It's early in the morning, and so you get up and watch. It's really appreciated. So let me just tell you that the key to all spirituality, guys, okay, is to forgive, okay? Every person that's crossed your path that you have been hurt by, or those people who are holding a grudge towards you, or if you're holding a grudge towards someone, that has to be all forgiven, released, and taken out of there, okay? Taken out of that vibration. I'm glad that purple was your mom's grandma's favorite color. Okay, good. Thank you, Joy. I'm glad that I was able to pick that up. Okay, so anyway, he may be resistant, Denise, because he's feeling a lot of mixed feelings. Tell him to hang in there, because if you have the right counselor, I think it will help him no matter what the outcome is. So forgiveness is the key to connecting to the Holy Spirit. Forgiveness just means neutrality, that you neutralize whatever it is that you're holding a grudge towards, or you neutralize the person that's holding a grudge towards you, and you throw them love and light and that kind of thing, okay? And so I want you to work on forgiveness. Meditation is the key every day. He would like you to know, Kathy, that he's very sorry. I think he did a couple of things that were inappropriate. And make sure that when you are meditating, that you find a place that you meditate in daily, the same time, a routine, just like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, or whatever, okay? Because that is the key to spirituality. Roberta. Oh, you're so sweet, Roberta. I feel like wrapping my arms around you. You have such a sweet energy. There's something about a tattoo. I don't know, baby, did you have a tattoo in memorial of your mother or something? But she's very happy in heaven, and she does know how much that you love her, okay? All right, so forgiveness, meditation, and try to use discernment instead of judgment. I mean, we all judge, let's face it. We're human beings, we all judge. You know, my husband always laughs at me because I'm one of those drivers that get mad at drivers in front of me, you know, and he always goes, love and light, jackass. But I'm talking about real judgment here, where we get into that, you know, place where we're not coming together. Sue Hughes, how old is your grandson, and what are you worried about? Can you please put that on for me before I hang up with you guys so that I can look at that? Maybe give me his first name. I don't know. And for some reason, I'm getting the name Dylan. Who's got a Dylan? Anyway, your mom is around. Absolutely, Kathy. There's something about a hat. Something about a hat or something that's knitted, like a knit hat or scarf, which is not Arizona. Okay, Mateo. I wish that Mateo had some, Mateo, just a second, Sue. Let me see if I can find him for a second, okay? First of all, he's going to be all right. Let me start there. I'm just looking at how to help with the energy on it, because I think there's a whole lot of different stuff going on with Mateo, okay? A whole lot of different stuff. I think he has an actually old soul and a strong spirit, okay? And that he absolutely is going to be okay. An abusive environment, okay. It feels like something changes here next year with that. So I'm hoping that there'll be a change around that for him so that he's not in that abusive environment. That's what I'm hoping, okay, Sue? I'm going to hold him in my prayers. I'm still a Catholic, you guys. I still practice my Catholicism. I know that sounds like an opposition, mediumship and Catholicism, but to me it's not an opposition at all. To me, I really connect with Jesus every day, and so I do a rosary. And so I'm definitely going to say a rosary for Mateo. And you know, prayers are real energy, thoughts are real energy. So if everybody would hold a little space for Sue's grandson Mateo today, that would be really good. It's your heart, Kathy. It's your heart, Kathy. Did you have some kind of something put in your heart? Like, is it electrical, sweetheart? You're welcome, Sue Hughes. Hi, Crystal Slater. Okay, Mariana, don't be afraid of the procedure. You're going to be fine and you're going to feel better after that, okay? It's going to take you a little bit of recovery time, but I want you to breathe before and focus on it, okay? So that you are able to get your mind prepared for that. It's all going to be good. I see Tanya Terrell again. I'd like her to email me a poem. Melinda Vail at melindavail.com, and I'd be happy to share it with everybody, okay? I just want to give you guys a minute more. I've got a client coming up, you know. And speaking of clients, by the way, when you guys call for a reading or a connection when I do spiritual life coaching, please be patient with us, even though I'm, you know, not a spring chicken anymore. I really do work over 40 hours a week every week and try to get people in as much as we can, but it's still a wait, okay? Yes, your son's surgery in January is going to go just great, Catherine, okay? Good. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, you know, I can feel that struggle for you, Mariana, but I think that this is going to be the one that will fix it. Okay, thank you, Beth. Okay, that the one of the kids does use pot. Thank you for telling me that. Yes, a new partner is coming, but not right away, sweetheart. Give it another 18 months or so. The pandemic, you know, really put a kibosh on time sequences, and, you know, time got delayed because of everything, okay? Oh, I'm looking forward to that too, Georgette. Tanner is actually my grandmother, my father's mother's maiden name. So maybe we're related somehow. Okay, let's see. Did I get everything? Your procedures will be okay. Mary Watola, you are a sweet pea. Okay, guys. Well, I'm sorry I don't have more time for this kind of thing on the musings and so on. Amy, let me see what that says. Yeah, you know what, Amy, I do think that is going to be a continuous issue, meaning it feels like there's not much movement on it, honey, other than that you guys have to love them. Yes, Mary, you are going to be okay. Okay, it feels that Kathy on the heart. Thank you I was waiting for you to come back up, okay? That they may have to do some kind of a procedure that will slow that down, but I'm not afraid of it. I think it actually will help you. Okay? That's who I was waiting for to come back. I got to go, guys. I got a client at 8 o'clock. Thank you for joining me today. Love you all, and I'll see you next Monday.